artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence will go rogue and try and take over.
When director Guillermo del Toro was being interviewed about his new movie Frankenstein, he suddenly started talking about tech bros.
He did want to have the arrogance of Victor be similar in some ways to the tech bros. You know, he's kind of blind, creating something without considering the consequences, you know, and I think we have to take a pause and consider where we're going.
He continued.
The other day, somebody wrote me an email, said, what is your stance on AI? And my answer was very short. I said, I'd rather die.
Then, at the film's press conference, he made his position even clearer.
Fuck AI!
Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein in 1818, so what does it have to do with tech bros and AI? In this video, I will explain why Frankenstein might be the perfect metaphor for current AI development. Parallel number 1. Trying to build artificial life without understanding the consequences. The most obvious parallel is that both situations involve someone trying to create an intelligent thing without thinking about the consequences. In the story, Victor Frankenstein becomes obsessed with building an artificial human. He doesn't really have a reason to do it, other than the fact that he can. Once he builds it, everything goes wrong and he is completely surprised. He admits, I never considered what came after creation. In the real world, AI companies are trying to create smarter and smarter AI systems. Till at some point, the AI can do anything a human can do. They call this AGI or superintelligence.
Their mission is to be able to replace all forms of human economic labor in the economy, meaning an AI that can do all the cognitive labor, meaning labor of the mind, so that can be marketing, that can be text, that can be illustration, that can be video production, that can be code production. Everything that a person can do with their brain, these companies are racing to build that. That is artificial general intelligence. General meaning all kinds of cognitive tasks. I think it's almost mythological because there's almost a way in which they're building a new intelligent entity that has never before existed on planet Earth. It's like building a god.
And just like in the story, they have spent very little time thinking about what to do if they succeed. Pretty much every time one of these companies releases a new AI, it has unforeseen consequences. Multiple AI systems became extremely racist. Chatbots have started romantic relationships with kids, and they've told people to commit. In the same way that Victor could not control his monster after he made it, AI companies cannot control their AI systems after they release them. Parallel number 2. Building stuff nobody asked for. Nobody asked Victor to create his monster. He just got obsessed and decided he needed to build it. But then, once the monster was made, everybody rejected it. The same is happening with AI. Nobody asked these companies to steal the work of artists, to fill the internet with slop, and to try to build an AI that will replace everyone. They decided to do this all by themselves, and now, unsurprisingly, almost everyone dislikes them and their products. Parallel number 3, refusing responsibility. While this is not shown as much in the movie, in the original story, once the monster turns bad, the creator runs away and refuses to take any responsibility. He says that it is not him who caused the harm, but his monster, so he is not to blame. AI companies are doing the same thing. Their chatbots instruct kids on how to commit. They help scammers defraud the elderly, and they run large-scale cyber attacks. But then the AI companies turn around and pretend like they are not to blame because it was their AI who did it and not them. Reportedly, some AI CEOs have even said that it would take millions of people dying before people would wake up to the danger of what these companies are doing.
There was a tech panel that had 4 of the leading modelers of the AI models that we're all using today. So it'd be persons 1 through 5 of each of those 4 models. And so, and the follow-up question is, well, what are you doing about it? And he said, well, I'm buying 100 acres in the Midwest. I'm getting cattle and chickens, and I'm laying in provisions. And then he went on to say, I think it's going to take an accident where 50 to 100 million people die to make the world take the threat of this really seriously.
Clearly, the blame is not on the lifeless technology, but on the people who are recklessly building it. In the movie, one of the characters tells Victor, "You are the monster." Parallel number 4, irreversibility. Once Victor created this monster, he couldn't undo it. He has to flee from it, and a large part of the story is about how he tries to get rid of it. But he fails. A very similar thing is playing out with AI right now. As AI gets developed, open source models improve as well. These are models such as DeepSeek that are stored publicly on the internet, and they can never be taken off. They are a bit worse than the best closed source models from the big AI companies, but not by much. Once these models become able to produce inappropriate images, or once they can instruct people on how to create chemical weapons, these capabilities will always stay on the internet. Parallel number 5, reproduction. Towards the end of the story, the monster finds the creator and demands that he makes a partner for him. But Victor refuses to make a second monster. He argues if there are 2 monsters, they can reproduce and then a new species would emerge. As he puts it, he cannot risk creating a race of devils that would propagate across the earth. AI development is approaching the same threshold. Right now humans build AI, but researchers are working towards an AI that can build better AI. This is called recursive self-improvement. So that means AI building better AI, which would then build even better AI. Once this is possible, AI progress will accelerate even more, and at some point, humans will lose control over what is happening. Instead of trying to avoid this, AI companies are actively racing towards it.
One thing to get is that AI accelerates AI.
And there has been one big idea that actually everyone has been locked into, which is the self-improving AI.
This is completely ridiculous. Bonus, Peter Thiel. In the movie, Victor gets funding from a war profiteer who seeks immortality. Peter Thiel is the real-world version of this. He owns a company that works for the military, he is obsessed with immortality, and he is a major investor in AI companies. He is also famous for not being sure whether humanity should survive.
I think you would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit
Should
in this.
the human race survive?
Thiel is not the only tech billionaire who is obsessed with life extension. And he is not even the only one that thinks it might be better if humans went extinct. The movie starts with the message, "Only monsters play God." Later, one of the characters tells Victor, "You are the monster." The same is the case with AI. The blame isn't on the chatbots, but on those who built them. In AI, a small number of people are making choices that will affect everyone. They are already harming people right now, also trying to make AI systems that would replace everyone. And they refuse to take any responsibility. Nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for their work to be stolen, and nobody consented to being used as lab rats. They are openly admitting that the work they do puts your life in danger and take no responsibility at all. The people running these companies need to be held accountable, and they need to be stopped before they cross a line that cannot be uncrossed.